Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kerry and today we are going to be diving into some Ace Beaute. I love the Ace Beaute formula, so when they were coming out with 2 new palettes, it was very difficult for me to resist, hence why I ended up buying them, even though it's not the cheapest shipping to the UK. So I'm going to do a look with each of the palettes, show you swatches, all of that jazz, so stick around and don't forget to subscribe. So the 2 palettes we have from Ace Beaute are the Aura palette, which is the purpley one, and the Envy palette, which is the green one. When I saw these colour stories, I was like, yes, yes please. And if you've been here before, you'll know I love green eyeshadow. However, the green one is not my favourite. This one is my favourite, the Aura palette. It looks beautiful. It is on the smaller side for Ace Beaute. I quite like that they've done a smaller palette. It looks super cute and it's a lot easier to store when they are on the smaller side. The last palette I picked up from Ace Beaute was the Palettopoly and I loved that, especially the quality of that one. And then this is the Envy palette. I am going to be doing a look with these palettes separately, 2 separate looks, just because if you're watching this, you might just want to pick up one. So I just thought I'd do 2 looks for you and we'll get into all of the swatches and all of the close-ups and then we'll do the first eye look.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down.
I think I want to start out with the Aura palette today. I feel like the lip that I've got on, I did use Melt Gold on. Everything that I'm wearing on my face will be linked in the description box down below, but I just felt like this is my favourite colour story and I just want to start with this one. It is a cold, miserable day outside, so I just wanted some happiness from some eyeshadow. So I'm excited to dive into this one. You know I'm going to be diving into these sort of murky, yellowy colours. They are beautiful and I like the combination of this with these sort of plummy colours and the purple. I like the way that this has been put together. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmers in this. I don't know if they're going to be more of the putty-like formula. This one looks slightly different. Just from looking at it in the pan, I haven't swatched it yet. This one looks slightly different to the others, so that's interesting. I like the addition of the light purple. I mean, does it go as deep as I'd want? I can deepen it up with Sultry, so we'll see. We'll see. I hope you guys are all sorted for Christmas. It is nearing upon us. It's crazy. Like, I don't know when this video is going up, but when I'm filming this, we've got just less than a week to go till Christmas Day. I am excited. I have finished work for the year, so I'm just filming, playing with makeup, having fun. I am just priming with my P. Louise eye base. Like I say, everything will be linked down below, but Christmas films, Christmas jumpers, warm drinks, fluffy socks, all of that jazz. Okay, so what we're going to be doing with this palette, I want to incorporate a lot of the shades that are in this because I like the way that the colour story is curated. So I feel like, I don't know what I want to start with. I think we'll start with Chi, which is this one here. So I just want to pop that near the outer corner area and just see what pigment we're going to be getting from this. But generally, since Ace Beaute have changed their formula, oh look at that shade. Since they've changed their formula, they are just smashing it. It is such a good formula, pigmented, blendable, and quite buildable. But some of the shimmers are on the putty-like side, so if that's not your jam, do bear that in mind. Oh, that shade. That shade is packed on absolutely beautifully, and I am just going to take the same brush with no additional product and just tickle over the edges of this just a little bit, but that is such a delicious deep reddy plum. Okay, that is that one. I feel like maybe we should go into a little bit of the purple. I feel like I want to go into Glamour. Let's put a little bit of Glamour, just a little bit low down near the front of the crease. Look, I don't know how this look is going to turn out, and I'm now thinking maybe I should have had a plan. But I will say these shades are extremely pigmented and delicious. Then I want to go in with the lilac, which is called Soul. And I'm just going to blend out that purple with this lilac shade. What is this? Okay, I like those two tones together. That is looking real pretty. Just back in with a little bit more of that deeper purple just to define that crease. I mean, I'm probably going to put a shimmer everywhere. I want to see how these shadows perform, and so far they're doing exactly what I want them to do, which, you know, is always helpful, but this is how we are looking. I feel like I maybe want to incorporate some of those mustardy tones on the lower lash line. So I think what I'm going to do is, I have wrapped the red a little bit onto the lower lash line, but I feel like if I go into Sultry and put this a little bit on the outer corner area and leading onto the lower lash line, and then I'll go into Hazy, because how can I not use this shade? I'm going to start out with Hazy first and just put that where I want it, and then we'll go in with that deeper shade. Oh, these tones together. Oh. Okay, now into Sultry, and I just kind of want to... Okay, that's pigmented. I may need to blend this out quite dramatic. Look how pigmented that shade is. I'm just going to use it a little bit as well to deepen up the outer corner, and now I'm thinking, uh-oh, I should have tapped off my brush, or maybe used a bit more of a fluffy brush. Yeah, let's just blend out that deep shade, but that has deepened things up beautifully and built really nicely on top of the first red. Okay, let me sort this out and actually blend it out so it doesn't look as dramatic and crazy, and then we'll think of a shimmer. Have I gone a little bit dramatic? Okay, for shimmer I was thinking Sunburst. Oh, there was also the option of Gleam. Okay, that is also beautiful, but I feel like I've just poked myself in the eye because I'm that excited. I need to use Sunburst. Okay, I'm going to try and pick this up with a Refer 02 brush and see how this picks it up, because these are goat hair brushes, so it generally does pick shimmer up a little bit better, and I might spray this. Okay, so I have sprayed it just because I don't want any fallout and I want it to be quite opaque. Ooh. That is stunning. And I feel like the contrast next to the deep mattes we've used is going to be beautiful. Oh, that shade is nice. And I am just going to sort of flick my brush around, not do like a cut crease type of thing. I want it to be quite relaxed and dispersed and not too sharp of a line. It's not just like, I mean, it can look a little bit goldy. It's more yellowy, greeny, grungy. It's stunning, is what it is. Okay, then I'm going to flip my brush over and I'm going to go into Entrance, which is this one here. And I just feel like this one will bridge the gap nicely between the matte and the shimmer, so there isn't a harsh line, because it is more similar in tone to the matte that we've got. But because it's a shimmer, it will blend seamlessly into the other shimmer despite the colour. Okay, I am loving how this is coming together. I'm feeling very dramatic and sultry right now. I'm going to see if Moonlight is light enough for my inner corner, which is this one down here. It looks like it will be. And I have sprayed it just to make sure I don't get too much. Ooh, okay. That is beautiful and bright. It is more on the icier side compared to the other shades we've used, but that is pretty. It's definitely brightening up that inner corner. Okay, let me do some finishing touches. I'll come back and show you the finished look, and we'll talk about my feelings on this palette. Okay guys, so this is the finished look with the Aura palette, and I really like how it's come out, to be honest. I really like the way that what shade was it? Chi. Blended out all by itself. It built up beautifully. It was really nice when I built Sultry on top of it, and that definitely gave me the depth that I want. I'm happy with the amount of depth in my outer corner. That is something I was worried about looking at the tones in this palette, but that is definitely beautiful. We do have a light enough shade for me to use for my inner corner. I really did like Sunburst. I think that is beautiful on the lid. I'm excited to try the other shimmers in this palette, especially the one that looks like this. This is Gleam. I think everything was pigmented, blendable and beautiful. You saw how it went on, and I'm obsessed. Let me tell you the other things that I used, then we can jump into look number 2. So I did go in the waterline with my e.l.f. No Budge Matte Shadow Stick. What is this in? Vintage Suede, because I felt like it went super nicely with the mustardy tones on the lower lash line. And what else did I use? Oh yes, I got a lash book. I've been wanting to get one of the lash books from Pound Lashes for ages, and then they brought out a Christmas one, and I was like, okay, this is the perfect time. So this is what it looks like. I do have a code with Pound Lashes that is affiliated if you want to save some pennies, but I did buy this for myself because, I mean, look at it. It looks like a little Christmas book, and inside you have all of these lashes. And just such variety, and they are so affordable. If you have a look on the website, you won't believe the prices of some of their lashes. And I did use the ones called Frosty today, which are on the more subtle side, so I like it because you do have a variety. You can have some that are a little bit more dramatic, a little bit less dramatic. But yeah, that is super cute. So those are the lashes that I've got on. Everything else will be linked in the description box. I'm excited to wear this look. I do think it is dramatic but also wearable. I really do think this palette is beautiful. The quality is the quality I was expecting from Ace Beaute, to be honest. I'm hoping that the Envy palette will be the same and that we can come up with a look. But yeah, I'm not disappointed with this. I will be excited to play around with it some more. But yeah, that's the finished look number 1. Let's dive into look number 2. Okay, so we're going to be diving into the Envy palette this time, and this is such a beautiful colour story, and I definitely want to use some of the blues and the greens. Maybe we'll miss the sort of grungy ones this time because I did sort of go yellowy grungy yesterday, so maybe we'll stick to more of these blues, maybe some of these greens, see how that goes. Okay, I think I want to start out with the shade Crave, which is this one here, and I am going to put that, my creasy eyelids, seriously. I'm going to start with that in the outer corner. I want as much depth as possible out there, like I normally do. I may go in and deepen this up even more with the deepest sort of, I don't know if it's a deep green actually, called Covert. We could put that on top if this isn't as deep as I want, but I'm expecting this to be extremely pigmented and beautiful because Ace Beaute's formula is just so good in general, so I kind of knew what to expect when ordering these palettes, but of course you don't really know until you're actually using them. Mistakes can happen, formulas can change, but that deep blue is lovely. I do feel like the shipping is extremely expensive to the UK from Ace Beaute, which is very unfortunate because the quality is incredible and I love buying Ace Beaute's products. I really want to support the brand. I think they're doing amazing things, but yeah, it's not the cheapest and it's such a shame because so many other indie brands can do it a little bit cheaper and I'm not sure how that they are doing it. But whatever the secret is, they need to share it with other people because I think Ace Beaute are really missing out. Because a lot of people go on the website, want to buy the products, and then they see the cost of the shipping to other countries, and it's just, I mean, it is astronomical. Okay, so I think this is the kind of shape that I want to go for with this shade. Then I think, ooh, there isn't a lighter blue to blend it out with. Did I think this look through? No, maybe I'm just going to blend it out with itself. Let's see if we just use a different brush and just tickle on the edges of this blue what it's going to give us, because deeper blues are not the easiest to formulate and a lot of brands can mess them up quite easily, but this is packed on beautifully. Let's just see if it's going to do what I want it to do. Is that working? Is it blending out nicely? I don't know how it looks on camera, but it's looking okay in real life. I feel like that's definitely workable. I do like it when you can blend out a really deep shade with itself. That is a testament to how good the eyeshadow is. Okay, I think that will do for now, and then I want to go into the shade Karma. And I am going to start to pop this in the crease, not all the way to the inner corner, but just to add some of that green in. I will go in with some lighter shades toward the inner corner, but that pigment is beautiful. It's a little bit fallouty. I've got quite a lot of fallout on my desk from this shade, but so far these shades are really giving me the Lush Life palette from Colourpop, and I really do love the colour story of that palette. But this is ridiculously pigmented, like, look at this. I think then I want to go into Guile, which I said I wasn't going to go into one of the murkier greens, but we don't have a lot of light tones in this palette, so I'm going to go into Guile. Again, I should really plan these looks out when I sit down to film, but do I? No, just inspiration generally hits me when I sit down and I see the shades that I want to use, but that is working beautifully next to that other green. That is really nice, actually. Okay, I'm impressed with that shade. I might actually use a little bit of this shade just to go over the very edges of the green, just to blend it out a little bit. I'm feeling very peacocky, you know? Yeah, just add a tiny bit of that Guile shade just above where we had that deeper green. Oh, these tones are looking beautiful together. Just going back in with a little bit of Karma just to make sure the blend is how I want it to be, but these are so pigmented and blendable. Like, they're a joy to work with. I really enjoy Ace Beaute's formula, and this look is coming together. And I'm just going to use some of those shades on the lower lash line as well. Like, I could have quite happily kept this an all matte look, but I feel like when I'm testing a palette, the majority of the time I do like to test the shimmers as well. So I will be putting a shimmer on the lid. But yeah, this would look super nice just as a fully matte look. Wow, these shades are pigmented. So the shimmer options for the lid. There are too many nice shimmer options. I haven't actually swatched this out as I'm filming this bit. You will have already seen the swatches, but Vibes looks so pretty. So does Dominate. Oh, I like them all. Do we go more green or do we go more blue? Let's have a look at Vibes. Wow. Wow. Dominate. Ooh. Okay, maybe we could go from Vibes into Dominate. Maybe that could be cute. And maybe this lightest blue for the inner corner. Oh, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so I want to start out with Vibes, and I have sprayed it, and it is on a Refer brush. This is a Refer 21. I'm just going to put this in the very centre. This is everything I love in eyeshadow. Look at that green. That is so reflective and metallic-y and beautiful. Okay, that's insane. Then I'm going to go into Dominate. I can't believe how beautiful that is. And I'm just going to tap that just over the edge of that lime green, just so it blends nicely into the deeper blue, and it looks a little bit more seamless and put together. Dominate seems quite putty-like. I haven't sprayed Dominate because it's just sort of a joining shade rather than something that's going to feature and be spectacularly bright, but that is doing the job beautifully and blending them together. Then I'm going to go into Phantasm, the lighter shimmer that I showed you. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. This is quite putty-like as well, like, I'm going to spray this, and we'll just pop that. I mean, it's covering up the matte that we had there, but wow, is that bright and beautiful. Wow. Wow. I tell you what, wow. Do you know what film that's from? That was a very specific reference. I very much doubt anybody's going to be able to tell me. Okay, that is super pretty. let me finish up the rest of my makeup, come back, show you the finished look, and we'll talk about these palettes. Okay, let's talk about this finished makeup look. I really, really like this makeup look. I am so happy that I get to wear this all day. I think it looks beautiful, the colour combination. And that is down to the curation of the colour story of this palette. The extra things that I used, I did go into my Pound Lashes lash book for Christmas, the limited edition one, and I used the lashes called Eve. Super pretty. I really like these ones. These could possibly be my favourite from Pound Lashes. Not quite sure yet. In the waterline, I did go in with the Makeup Revolution and Beetlejuice eye pencil. This is the green one. Does it have a specific shade name or is it just the green one from this collection? Yeah, I feel like it's just the green one, but I quite like these eye pencils, and of course I had to pick them up because they're Beetlejuice. This is a look a little bit closer, and that green shimmer is giving me life. I love it so, so much. That went on beautifully. It's going to be interesting to see if it breaks up. At the moment, it's looking fantastic. Let's talk about these palettes. Now, like I say, shipping, not the cheapest, which is unfortunate, but since Ace Beaute have changed their formula, they have totally upped their game. I do have one of the palettes from their old formula, and it is the Oceanic. Oceanic palette. Did I include that in my palette collection video? I can't remember if I included that one in my palette collection. That's really going to bug me now. I'm going to have to find it after this video. But I really enjoyed the Paletopoly palette and the Tropical Vibes, that's the one. Did I include that in my palette collection video? But I really, really like that Ace Beaute have brought out smaller palettes. I think that's kind of cute. I like the fact that there's more variety that way if you're not wanting one of their bigger ones, especially Paletopoly. That is quite a big one, but amazing quality. The quality of the shadows that I have tried, obviously I've not tried every single shadow in both palettes, but from the ones that I have tried, I have had absolutely no issues. And despite this palette being on the deeper side, I was able to blend out that deep blue. I could have blended out the deep green. I have a hair in my eye. I could have blended out the deep green just by itself if I had have wanted to. I think these are really, really good quality eyeshadows. The shimmers are beautiful. Some of them are more putty-like than others. The green one was a little bit less putty-like, but Dominate was definitely putty-like, and so was Phantasm. I feel like that's how you say that. I'd say if you like this colour story and you was debating whether to pick this up or not, if it's in your budget, I think the quality of this is fantastic. And the Aura palette, I was really impressed with this. Like, normally I would gravitate towards a green colour story, but I also do love purple shadows, and the fact that we have purple with sort of a red berry tone and then the mustard and then some sort of, like, they're neutrals but they're like dirty mustardy neutrals, do you know what I mean? Like, that makes me very, very happy. I feel like this colour story is a lot more unique, thought out, a little bit different compared to the other one. There's a lot more palettes that look like this, but I mean, if that's your type of colour story, I would still recommend it. But this one just spoke to me a little bit more just because it was a little bit different, a little bit more unique. I mean, at this point, every eyeshadow colour combination has probably been done palette-wise, but I could get away with this as the inner corner shade, so I'm glad that I had a lighter shade to do that, and we do have the Lilac in this one. But in the Envy palette, it is on the whole quite a bit darker, but I'm glad we had Guile. That was a nice light greeny mustard, and Phantasm, that's the one, is definitely bright enough to brighten up my inner corner. So overall, I think these are good all-round palettes. They have a solid formula. I like the theming behind them. I like the colour stories. I can't really say anything bad about them, to be honest. I mean, yes, it's a shame about the shipping, but literally these products are fantastic, and I've really enjoyed using both of these. I might do a look combining the two palettes together and post that on my Instagram, so do please check that out down below. I will have it linked, and hopefully, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!